Alright, so for this video, let's start off with DoubleDragon or DD, no? Now, tong DD, so far, it has adhered to yung range niya. That's been formed somewhere around here sa mga 7.44 hanggang 8.4. As you can see, yung 8.4, siya yung nag-act as support dito prior to price moving down. And outside of etong short na lagpas dito, price has really respected that area. Ilang beses na natin siya binilikan here, 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 dito, halos nabalikan na. And then, whenever we get there, eventually, we fall back down. For now, nag-hold pa yung range natin, yung support at around 7.44. Kasi dito, trinay niyang basagin, pero binawi natin, no? And after natin bawiin, dyan tayo nakahanap ng support prior to price moving higher. So for now, yan yung iniisip ko na level of support niya that we can watch out for dito sa DD. Now, given that, ano yung mga potential scenarios natin? Let me zoom in a bit. First, we are trading beneath yung roughly midway point between the range, which means na if you are segmenting yung mga ranges na binabantayan nyo, price is currently trading between 7.44 hanggang mga 7.9. Now, of course, it's not gonna be 100% accurate given na yan, but more or less yun yung range na tinitingnan natin. If we can hold above 7.9, yung upper bounds naman yung mag-open between 7.9 hanggang 8.4. Now, as you guys know by now, I don't typically like trading within chop kasi nga magulo. Hindi mo alam ano ba talaga gustong gawin ng market. So, what I'm watching out for para maging mas bullish is to see if price can start holding above 8.4. If it does, it opens up this wider area here hanggang 9.28, but we need to be aware na may untog nga tayo dito around 8.88. Okay? If price comes back down, takes out 7.44, we'll be watching yung mini support na nag-form dito. Kung pati yan ma-take out, then likely ang next scenario is babalikan natin yung mga lows na naiwan dito from before. But for now, price is in the middle of chop. There's not really much to do outside of to simply wait and see what the market does. Kapag decided na siya, may kisabay lang tayo. Now, kung meron kayong value area dito sa DD na inaabangan, kaya nyo ito pina-request, then syempre, kung umabot dun yung price, you go for it. Kasi pinagplanuhan niya yan eh. Diba? I'm sure na well-researched kayo, may dahilan kung bakit nyo pinili yung area or price na inaabangan ninyo. So, panindigan nyo lang. But for me, personally, wait mode muna ako dito sa DD. Next, let's take a look at Emperador or EMI, na as it's now known, no? First, I want you guys to take note na nag-form tayo ng double top sa area na to. I realize na may konting lagpas as it tried to fill this gap na unfilled pa rin since before, but for now, we're working under the thesis na 21.5 yung resistance natin. At least I am. Now, given that, what I'm watching out for is what price is gonna do kung bumalik siya rito around 19.8 or perhaps even deeper hanggang dito mga 19.3. If we can start holding around this area, then perhaps price could come back and revisit yung double top na iniwan niya. However, if this area does not hold, mabasag tong 18.5 altogether, then I think we work our way back down dito sa range up to 16.8. And if 16.8 gives way, the next level of resistance is dito na, around 15 pesos. Okay, obviously, no one wants to see that. If we get a pullback all the way up to here, I sincerely doubt that this is gonna look bullish at all. Pero syempre, hindi ko na maalam ano itsura ng chart between now and then. So let's not be too presumptuous, no? Now, kung kunwari, let's say na price takes out tong 19.8, tas ang nangyari lang is mag-conso siya dun sa range natin between 18.5 to 19.8, then we're likely gonna be left hanging, waiting to see what happens next before we can make up our minds dito sa EMI. However, let's say na from here naman, basagin niya ulit and we start holding above 21.5. Then the next possibility is baka ma-fill na natin tong gap na to from before hanggang dito sa 22.45. Or we might even come back and touch tong level of lows na nag-form sa range na to prior to price breaking down. So those will be two potential targets to watch out for kung ma-retake ng price sooner rather than later tong 21.5. But for now, again, there's really no sign of that just yet. It's good na we have pushed higher. It's good na we're still here within this range between 19.8 hanggang 21.5. However, wala pang action na available, at least not to me right now. Next, let's take a look at GSMI, no? Itong GSMI, actually matagal na tong request, hindi ko lang napagbigyan, I'm sorry. There just wasn't much that I was seeing. Kasi if you look at it from before, dito, chop lang siya, tas hindi maganda yung chart, marami yung ganito, yung parang kinikindatan ka lang. So, there really wasn't much that I was seeing, but I figured, since we were doing EMI, alak na rin lang naman, di ba? Sagad-sagarin na natin, no? So, pinagbibigyan ko na yung request dito sa GSMI. Now, what happened dito sa GSMI, as I said, was we range in this area, we drop down, ginawa natin, binalikan natin yung support na nag-form dito at 96 pesos. Nag-range sandali dyan yung price, then we broke back up, etong 102.9, and we're currently at 107. So para sa akin, kapag ganito, una kong naiisip is baka mag-range na naman tayo sa area na to between 102.9 hanggang 111. If we do so, that's actually not a half bad na range, but bago nyo siya i-trade biglaan, bago kayo bibili right now, you need to consider, number one, where price is, yung risk-reward niya, likely hindi ganun aganda, regardless of what system you may use. Now, kung maganda siya para sa inyo, gusto niyo siyang i-trade, then by all means, go ahead, no? Kung pasok naman siya sa parameters nyo, then by all means. But be aware lang na may resistance tayo at 111. If 111 breaks, the next level of resistance will be 116, followed by 119. Now, kung from here naman, we come back down and we start trading beneath 102.9 ulit, then yung likely scenario is babalikan lang natin tong range na to. After all, meron na tayong crystal ball. Naparod na natin yan dyan, dito, and so on, di ba? Pati dito nga, choppy siya eh. So, if price comes back down, reclaims 102.9, then baka ito yung mangyari. Mag-range muna tayo dito between 96 to 102.9. Then, whether or not that's tradable for you is up to you. If 96 breaks, the next level of support is 92, followed by 85. Next, let's talk about PCOR, no? Or Petron Corporation. Now, Petron Corp, essentially, parang nagpo-form siya ng inverse head and shoulders pattern dito. Diba? Itong breakout na to, itong last na candle na yan, essentially, we broke above itong resistance at 3.08. In fact, kung titignan natin, okay, yung 3.08 na yan, nag-hold siya for 2 days before price broke down. Tapos syempre, after price broke down, parang textbook, we came back in this candle, almost tested 3.08, hindi kinaya, we pushed lower, and now it's looking like we're coming back dito sa 2.96. So ano yung mga potential scenarios that we can watch out for dito sa Petron? Okay, unang-una, if it comes back dito sa 2.96, we hold, magkaroon tayo ng bullish rejection, then that could potentially be a sign na, uy, baka ito na yung low, high, baka higher low na. And we could start pushing for a higher high, perhaps aiming for either 3.19 or 3.36. Okay? Or baka isa yun sa mga signs na we are willing to trade na within this range here rather than coming back pa dito sa range na nag-form sa baba. Okay? So that's one scenario. The other scenario is, of course, yung favorite ng lahat, is from here, kapag we just push higher, kung ma-break natin yung 3.19, then that opens up this wider range above hanggang 3.36, and that's something that you could potentially watch out for dito sa PCOR, no? Now, kung sabihin naman natin mabasag altogether itong 2.96 and price starts holding beneath it, then the likely scenario would be babalik tayo sa range na to between 2.79 hanggang 2.96. Whether 2.79 holds as support, if that happens, no one knows. But, yun yung next likely na range na pagtetradean niya. Kung mabasag ulit yung 2.79, obviously, bagong problema na naman tayo, bagong 52-week low, and we're gonna have to wait a while to see what type of structure develops before we come back and reassess PCOR. But for now, yun yung mga potential scenarios that we could be watching out for this particular issue. And then finally, let's talk about Philex or PX, no? Now, I've removed yung volume dito sa PX kasi medyo nakaharang siya dito sa mga candles natin. It will make it harder to read. Suffice to say na lately, mas mataas ng konti yung volume. Okay? And take that into consideration lang as you listen to our analysis. Alright? Now, dito sa PX, ang nangyari was price fell down. Nag-conso tayo dito. We broke up above the high end of the range. Price came down, essentially forming a higher low, diba? After that higher low formed, we pushed higher. Okay, nagbuo tayo ng higher high. So ang tanong, ito ba potential higher low na naman? Or maaaring from here, since may small push tayo to the upside, mag-form tayo ng parang head and shoulders pattern, and then bumalik lang tayo either dito sa range na to, or basagin na natin yung 3.08 altogether. So yun yung mga kailangan nyo pangingatan dito sa PX, no? Kahit nasabihin pa natin, uy, nag-form nga siya ng higher low, that's no guarantee na we end up forming a new higher high. After all, we could always come back, fill this gap here, and then push lower, and then mabubuo pa rin yung head and shoulders na sinasabi natin. Okay, now I'm gonna zoom out a bit simply because ang pangit ng drawing kapag naka-zoom in. Alright? Now, kung kunwari, we break naman, tumuloy tayo, we found a new higher high, then what we'll be watching out for is potentially na ma-fill tong gap na to from before, or for price to push even higher, baka balikan niya tong 4.01 na level of resistance dito sa taas. Bakit siya level of resistance? It was previously level of support. Nung to try tumaas yung price, dyan siya nauntog. So di naman siguro naaagulat na if tumulak nga tong PX, baka balikan natin tong 4.01 na to. Okay? Now, all that being said, if this is something that you want to trade, stops might be a bit tricky. Bakit? Stopping beneath support dito sa 3.08, parang ang lapit niya kasi dito sa next area natin at 2.92. Parang minsan kasi yung act of cutting your position, mas masakit or mas profound yung mental impact kapag sinusuka natin yung babae. 'Di ba? And syempre ayaw naman natin yon. So, konting ingat lang if you do want to trade this, make sure na na-assess siya ng mabuti yung risk-reward, nagawa nyo ng mabuti yung plano nyo para walang regrets in the end. Okay? Now, kung kunwari, it does come back down, take out 3.08, then as I said, yung next natural level of support natin will be 2.92. Pero, hindi lang doon nagtatapos. Syempre, as is the case with PCOR, bagong 52-week low na naman yon. Kung mangyari yon, bagong sakit na naman ng ulo. We're gonna have to wait it out again before we bother na i-reassess tong PX. Kasi pag nag-52-week low, after 1, 2, 3, 4 candles, it almost always never immediately changes yung overall structure. Diba? It will take time para ayusin yung damage. So, kung sakali man na mabasag nga to, magbago tayong 52-week low, we'll have no other choice but to wait out PX once again. So guys, dito po nagtatapos yung video natin, no? I hope nakatulong po to sa inyo kahit konti and may natutunan kayo kahit papano. And if so, I would really appreciate it if you give this video a like and consider subscribing to my channel. And as always guys, maraming salamat po sa panonood. I really appreciate it. Good luck and happy trading!